Yeah, they basically you can open positions now, but you cannot
buy.
Not everybody can do as many as they want, and they put a limit on how many people can buy as well. So they're very much regulating essentially how much you can buy a stock, which is still just as sketchy as before, which is them not letting you buy at all.
Is there like a legitimate reason for this? Like, could they lose something if they're not regulating this very volatile market? Like,
Could Robinhood lose something?
Yeah, like, is something at risk for them? Because maybe there's something we don't know. Maybe they have to make this decision and it's a hard decision, and maybe they might if they don't do this, they might be in risk of something worse. Like, maybe the whole company will go down if they don't limit the buying. I don't know.
No, I mean, like I said, this is the part that is super, super
sketchy,
iffy, because apparently there are, and actually not apparently, this is true, that there are SEC regulations that are supposed to protect investors from very volatile markets. So if you've ever watched The Big Short, you remember that there is a scene where Christian Bale plays Michael Burry. He's the one, he sends an email out to all of his investors saying that he's not going to let them take out any of their money because he's trying to protect them. And people are coming back and saying stuff like, I'm suing you, I'm suing the fund, and all the stuff like that. And then literally a month later, they all 100x their money because he made the right bet. But this is a similar situation. Robinhood was essentially not letting people buy more to protect the quote-unquote people from volatility of the market.
And that's a law.
Yeah, it's part of the SEC regulations. I don't know how much it really helps because, like I said, people are making their own decisions here. And if the SEC was monitoring Wall Street bets the way that most people were when they were buying GameStop, then they would understand that this probably doesn't apply here. Because people are doing this on their own volition, very much knowing why they're doing it.
Yeah, it's not like they know what... It's not that it's not necessarily risky, but they know exactly what they're doing. They're not going in blind to a volatile market. They're charging in fully aware. They're like soldiers going to war. They know what they've signed up for.
Yeah. So, anyway, the Robinhood CEO got on an interview on CNBC and everything and basically sold this whole agenda, saying that, they had to protect the investors and yada, yada, yada.
You think it's a lie?
No, it's not a lie. It's the truth.
It's PR
I feel
nonsense.
Like it is exactly PR nonsense. He's not lying, but there was definitely something behind it that I just feel it's a little, but I'm not going to mess around with them, honestly, because I use the app, and it's just, to me, it's just pointless as well, because they're just another cog in the machine, the way I see it. There's nothing they could really do to change the game too much. Anyway.
They could just let the players play, Pete. They don't need to play referee in the game of finance.
You see, that's what I wish was the case, but the SEC makes it so that whenever people play on your court, you have to be the referee.
Yeah. I mean, it's all very suspect because...
It's just regulation, man. It's
Why is it only regulation
to protect people, but sometimes it screws people in situations like this.
Yeah.
There were also so many people saying like this is not a free market, and to an extent they were completely right. The SEC has its laws, but what Robinhood did, I don't know. It just doesn't seem right to me. And then on the flip side, you do have indeed those people, the literal crooks on Wall Street. They not the ones that actually make their money the right way.
Here's the thing, right? The whole sleazy Wall Street broker, that didn't just pop into people's minds. There are people like that in the world. And I'm not a fan, gotta say.
No, I don't think anyone should be a fan. Anyways, it's some interesting stuff, dude. And now, this brings me to another thing that I wanted to bring up. I don't know if I sent it to you, but there was even... I don't know if this was legit as well, because I found this on Wall Street Bets, funny enough. But it was basically a letter to Congress Do you remember what I'm talking
No, you
about?
didn't send me it, but go on.
Oh, okay. Well, it's a letter. Um,
To Congress.
it's a letter. No, I'm sorry.
Oh,
It's not a letter to Congress. It's a letter to the acting attorney general.
acting. Oh, to
From
like Biden's lawyer.
yeah, yeah. It is. No, no, no. Not Biden's lawyer. It's just the attorney general, the acting attorney general,
What's his job?
head of the Justice Department
Got it.
outside
Okay.
of the Supreme Court. It is from a member of Congress to that person. And basically, this person is talking about how Robinhood halted the purchase of U.S. stocks for several publicly traded companies, including GameStop, BlackBerry, AMC, and others. This was done so in a concerted effort to deplatform and silence individual investors.
A member of Congress wrote that to them.
A member of Congress wrote this to the acting attorney general.
Okay. I like where this is going.
This began when an investment management fund called Melvin Capital Management placed an aggressive short sell on the company GameStop. To contradict this, the heavily followed Reddit page r/Wall Street Bets and their administrators advocated that their followers purchase GameStop stock using the broker Robinhood. This movement was so immense that it drove the stock price to over 400% of its previous value, and as a result, Melvin Capital lost billions on their return, and Robinhood blocked users from buying any more of GameStop stock unless it was for liquidation.
What does that mean?
As in, you weren't allowed to open a new position. You weren't allowed to buy. You could only sell.
But what does liquidation mean?
It means selling.
Ah, got it. What does
Making your money liquid. Liquidation means making your money liquid, making
it
cash.
money, making it cash? What's the opposite? Solidification.
No, I don't think that's a term.
Is there an
That's just
opposite for
investing.
buying? Just buying, investing.
Liquidation just means selling, man.
Okay,
It's not that. It's not
that's
a
all I need
complicated
to know. Okay.
Yeah. Melvin Capital Management. So I mentioned the company Citadel before. This is where this gets
Interesting.
Yeah. Melvin Capital Management is owned by the parent company Citadel LLC, which according to a Bloomberg report gave Robinhood roughly 40% of their revenue.
Ooh.
Knowing the involvement Citadel has with Robinhood, it is clear that the actions taken today were motivated by anti-competitive reasons, not for concerns of volatility claimed by Robinhood.
Market manipulation.
Because of this blatant conflict of interest and obvious monopolistic activity, I'm calling on an immediate investigation by the U.S. Department of Justice into Robinhood and the hedge fund of Citadel LLC.
Yo, I loved it. I love it. This is poetry for me.
This is poetry. Now, once again, this is something that I found on Wall Street Bets, so it may
Take it with a grain of salt.
Yes, it very well may be fake. I don't think it's fake, because I've been searching for it and I found it on other places on the internet as well. But anyways, that letter is on the internet somehow. And it is
what's
true.
on the
It's
internet
a real
stays
thing.
on the internet.
Say again?
What's on the internet stays on the internet.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, it does.
What did you search in Bing?
Do I use Bing?
No, what did you search for this letter?
Paul Gosar letter to Monty Wilkinson.
All right, there we go. Use Bing, type that in, and you'll find what we're talking about.